Do I purify or keep a shadow? That is the question. Everyone always asks this question for the longest time. Ever since Shadow Pokemon have come out, people are always debating and asking, do I purify or do I not? And honestly, I mean, all you gotta do is ask yourself one question. What kind of player are you? Are you a collector? Are you a PvPer? Or are you a raider? And this will kind of help you figure out what to do. As a collector, well, you just do whatever you want to do. Do you want to collect the shadows? Or do you want to purify for the hundo? Most people only ask the question of purifying when the Pokemon has the potential to become a hundo. So, if you're a collector and you're trying to fill your hundo Pokedex, then purify. If you're raiding, then honestly, I would probably keep the shadow because in raids you are trying to take down the boss as quickly as you can, and even with the 20% damage that you're taking, you're usually taking a Pokemon in that's going to be taking less damage because you're taking a Pokemon in that's going to be countering the Pokemon you're going up against anyway. So it's not going to be doing that much damage, and now your damage output is 20% more. So for raiding, keep it shadow. PvP is a whole different story. I mean, there's so many scenarios, so many different things that happen in PvP that, I mean, you can't really predict it. Yes, there are some shadow Pokemon that will do better in PvP. You can look that list up. Unfortunately, I don't know it off the top of my head. I'm not really a PvPer. I do PvP a lot, but not enough to where I know all the stats and statistics. You can probably look that up somewhere else. But I just kind of wanted to, state my own opinion, and hopefully this video will help somebody who is always asking whether or not you should purify. As you can see here, I've done a couple of fights just against the trainers down at the bottom, just a quick little, and you can tell right here, there's only like a 5, maybe 10-second difference. I used a regular Zapdos and a Shadow Zapdos. As you can see between the times, 5-second difference. The Garchomp, that's a Hundo Garchomp, and then the other Garchomp, the Shadow one, again, yes, as you can tell, with the Shadow times, you're shaving off a couple extra seconds. And, honestly, here, you can see I have a Dratini sitting at 96%. I'm still debating whether or not I want to purify for the hundo. And same thing with the Totodile. I see a lot of Feraligators, and I see a lot of Dragonites in the GBL. But I haven't really seen them shadow. So here you go, you can see the stats that I was using in these fights. See, so they're very similar in stats, and then as I'm talking, you can watch the fights go and see the difference in damage taking and, like I said, sustainability, yada yada yada. Point is, and I know you don't want to hear it, but it's your game. You do what you want to do. To be honest, do what you want to do. But there is benefits to having shadows over hundos. I mean, even though you are taking that extra 20% damage, I can't state this enough. Sometimes it actually does not matter. I mean, you're going to be pushing out an extra 20% damage. So now you're doing 40, 50% more and only taking 20 if you're going up against, like for instance, a Zapdos against a water Pokemon. Well, that water Pokemon will be knocked out in seconds. And as you can see here in this fight, it's kind of not, it's a neutral. Fire's not really good against Zapdos, and boom, look at that. One shot at him basically. So my opinion is try it out first. Take the shadow into PvP, see how well it does for you, and if it's not working, well, then maybe you should go ahead and purify it for the hundo, get it in the Pokedex, and find another Pokemon. There's just some shadow Pokemon that just aren't good for PvP, to be completely honest. As you can see here, I've purified quite a few Pokemon to just have the hundo and my Pokedex. especially ones that can Mega Evolve, like Blastoise, for instance. I purified him because my best one was only like a 90 or 96 or something. So now I have a hundo that I can Mega Evolve, which is pretty cool. Same thing with Lugia. I know people will debate this one, but I've seen plenty of posts where the non-shadow is actually better than the shadow version. But I mean, having a Hondo Lugia is what I really wanted, so now I have it, and it's best buddied. Beedrill. I mean, not great. Never really seen in PvP, so I purified it just to have the hundo. Like I said, all these other ones, again, I mean, not great in PvP. Raiders, not really that great either. You have, certain Pokemon, Garchomp, Mamoswine, Blissey is a tank. Like, there's just different types of Pokemon that are better than some of their shadow forms, or some of them don't even have shadows. So, honestly, it's really up to you. So, definitely check to see, Blaziken. Blaziken is another big one that I see. Honestly, I kind of enjoy my Shadow Blaziken. But then again, I have a 98%. That 2% difference, just becoming a hundo to Mega Evolve, well, there's no reason to do that. So that's why I keep this one a Shadow. And I actually use this in the Great League, and it's done me very well, even with it being firefighting. And unfortunately, if I go up against a water type, it's kind of unfortunate, but I have a fighting type move and a bird move, so it kind of helps counter. So use different strategies. I should probably put a third move on him, but I'll get there eventually. So, like I said, once again, it's really up to you what you want to do. It's your game. Just ask yourself, again, are you a collector, a raider, PvP? Collector, purify for the hundo. Raider, I would probably keep it as a shadow. Does a lot more damage. You'll get through raids quicker. PvP, very situational. I mean, unfortunately, you don't know who you're going to go up against. You bring in again, like the Shadow Blaziken as I was showing. If it's going up against another Shadow Water Pokemon, or, whatever fighting is weak to, it's going to get obliterated, and then you're going to lose anyway. So that extra 20% damage, or the 20% that you're taking, so again, it's kind of just really up to you. So there's no really a reason to ask, should I purify or should I not? Just try it out for yourself. Take it into PvP. See if you do good with it. If you don't, then move on. So we don't need a million posts, a million different people asking, oh, should I purify? Should I purify this? Look through Reddit. Look through Facebook posts. People have asked 100 times about the same 10 Pokemon. And it's usually, Dratinis and Mewtwo's, and it's the same 10 Pokemon over and over. Do I purify? Do I not purify? Look it up. So hopefully this video will help somebody. Like I said, ask yourself the question. I know I keep saying it, but ask yourself, what kind of trainer are you? And I know you don't want to hear it. Once again, it's your game. You do what you want to do. But there is benefits to having shadow Pokemon, and sometimes there's not. So, I hope this helps somebody. Please take a look, and I hope this helps somebody. So, hopefully we have nobody else keep asking us, should I purify, should I not purify? Hopefully it stops eventually. People will finally get it, and we can move on, and we can be answering more beneficial questions, like what Pokemon should we be using in PvP? Which Pokemon is better for, questions like that. Not purify or not purify. It's just getting annoying. I apologize, but I'm just sick and tired of seeing it all the time. So, I know my last video, if some of y'all saw it, I kind of just wanted to see what y'all's opinions were, and I got the same responses that I thought I was going to get. I already knew what I was going to do, and I was going to do it regardless, because I knew that I wasn't much of a PvPer. So I decided to purify and not purify what I wanted. So there you go. That's my biased opinion. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If it helped any of y'all, let me know. Like I said, there's stats out there that will let you know which one's better as a shadow, which one's not. But at the end of the day, try it yourself. Take it to PvP. Fight with it. It works for some, it doesn't work for others. It depends on your rank sometimes, so get out there. And hopefully the debate of to purify or not to purify will hopefully dwindle soon. Alright everyone, have a great night.